Okay, good afternoon, people. How are we doing today? So, I wanted to talk about the importance of understanding each asset class before you begin to lay out your plan on how to engage based on the future that you're trying to paint, the picture of the future that you're trying to create. So, let me start with real estate, for example. Now, real estate is an asset class that has been, will I say, overflogged. There's been, many people. I'm sure at least one person has. Okay, just a quick one. Most of what I'll be saying will be centered around real estate in Nigeria. So, of course, for other areas, there will be little variations, but I think it's about the same concepts. Yes, so but I would be very focused on the Nigerian context. Yes, so but wherever I'm talking in general, I'll try and mention that. So, yes, so I've gotten that out of the way. Yes, so it's always important to understand that real estate as it is very broad. So it's not just about buying a house or buying a property or buying a land. There's so much that is involved in the process. Yes, I'm sure at least one person watching this video has somebody on their WhatsApp that is inviting them to come and buy land in the Bejuleki or somewhere, in Nigeria. And these guys are always telling you, oh, buy now in 2 months, you will see times three of your investment. And they're making very interesting calls. Now, the problem with that is that what I have observed is that most of these companies that are selling these properties are mostly Ponzi schemes. They will take your money, tell you they've allocated land. Now they know that you cannot build on that land for 20 years or more. Yes, so you will have the paper of the land, but the land is there. Now you start facing problem when it's time to sell. Even when you want to sell back to the same person who bought from you, who sold to you, it becomes another story entirely. Now, understanding that real estate goes beyond just buying a piece of property, whether you're buying land or you're buying a house or you're buying a fractional property, whatever it is you're doing, the first thing to understand is that real estate is a long-term investment, which means that whatever you're putting in today, you might need to wait 10, 20, 30 years to see the results, which is why you need to be very clear about your objectives. Now, in real estate, you can be buying, so some models we say, okay, I want to buy, what do they call them now, off-plan projects and then sell them when they're complete. Now, the thing with that model is that it's not an investment. It's more or less like you're trading properties. You just buy them when they're still being constructed and sell them when they're complete, hoping that the completed project will be more valuable, which is the case much of the time. Now, that is more of a trading, it's more like trading than, it's more like trading than investing. Remember that investing is a long-term game, which means you're building block by block till you have the full structure. Now, so if you're saying, oh, I want to invest in real estate, now real estate, you would ask yourself, what part of real estate do you want to invest in? Do you want to invest in real estate as in the knowledge of the real estate as an asset class? What does it entail? What do you need to do? Do you want to be a developer? Different variants of what's possible in the real estate world. Now, so for example, somebody like me, I said everything I'm hoping to do in real estate is also with the hope of building certain portfolio for my children to take over and continue from there. So whether it's rental properties, whether it's residential properties, whether it's commercial properties, the idea is to build a template or a baseline for the next generation to build on. Now that means that, as I'm making money, I am, putting them aside so that I can. So sometimes I can buy a piece of land if I want to, even though it's a very it's a very dangerous spot in Nigeria to buy land. Land is especially in Lagos. Oh my goodness. You might lose your mind at the end of the day. So I don't recommend. Another way is you might say, okay, I want to start with rental properties. I want to buy houses and rent them out to people. The income and the potential appreciation of the property will be, allocated in whatever way. So I remember some years ago, I bought some property in the name of my children to, put something in their name so that they can grow up and have something to work with, But much more than that is the fact that I also understand that it's going to be a while before they get to that stage, which means that you then have time to work with, which is what investing is about. You work with time to create the best outcomes possible. Yes. Now, the other thing is you might say, okay, I want to buy fractional properties. So there are companies that offer the service where you don't have to have all the money to buy the property. Several people will pull funds together and buy it as an entity. So I think there's a app in Nigeria that does that. I'm not going to mention the name yet because I'm not endorsing or advertising any product. So, but they allow you to buy real estate properties with small amounts. So you can put in small amounts at periodic points to, add to your portfolio. And then they're going to take that money from different people who have brought money together and invest it into a real estate property. So you will be like a joint owner of a property. Yes. Another way to go about it is you can form small communities of maybe like-minded people, friends, families. And so, for example, it's easier I think the major problem with doing things in groups in Nigeria is the lack of trust. Because, if you trust ourselves, we can form little groups. So instead of me bringing 50 million to buy one property, I could pull it with 10 friends. We pay 5 million, buy the property, and then share the proceeds. And of course, we continue to build our portfolio till we have a massive, system that we can share and all benefit from. But all these things require trust. And that's why, understanding what part of real estate and how you want to engage. So for somebody who's not earning much, fractional real estate might be your best option, which means you put in small amounts into some of these systems that allow many people to buy into a property. That's one option, right? But real estate, like I said, is just one asset class. There's so many other asset classes. I will try to cover, as many as possible in this series. But the point I'm making here is this. Once you've decided I want to add this asset class to my investing portfolio, you need to take out the time to learn, read about it. What is this about? There's so many models in real estate that you can make income from, cash flow, passive income, so many other things that is possible. But you first need to understand it before you begin to deploy capital. Because if you deploy capital ignorantly, you're going to get burnt and you're going to get hurt. And that is why many people, they'll tell you, any money I have now is for enjoyment, because they've been burnt in time past. They've put money into something that brought little or no returns. Many times they've even lost money. And that most of the time brings about a lot of, people wanting to just live in the moment without caring about the future. And, the more you think about only now, the more damage you do to the future. So you'll catch you in the next video and we'll continue this conversation. Thank you for listening.